And we welcome you to another South Florida Friday nights under the lights. Here in Coral Springs, Florida, the Sportsplex in Coral Springs. We got Coral Springs Charter Panthers taking on the Lions of the Kings Academy. Thank you for joining us tonight here on HSPN Sports. Another game day, 2 nights in a row, Thursday and Friday night. We welcome you tonight, Ryan Stout, alongside Chris Jenkins. A little wet out here, isn't it, Chris?
Yes, sir. We're looking for a wet one tonight, but a good one. Homecoming on top of that for these Charter Panthers. An electric night. I think back myself, way back.
Oh, no, we're going back to homecoming?
Homecoming, yeah.
We're not going to say a year, are we? Are we going to say a year? Are we going to do that? Yes, a homecoming night here with the Panthers. It's going to be a wet one. Almost got delayed here early in the game, but that ended quickly. Thank you to the Sportsplex for building such a great facility because they got us out of that weather rather quickly with a good drainage of the field. And once again, if you're joining us for the first time, and if you are familiar with the broadcast, throughout the broadcast we will be muting it due to copyright of the song. So at this point, we're going to present the colors, and at this time we're going to listen to the national anthem. We will be muted, but stay with us. Once again, you're watching HSBN Sports. Yes, and the home of the brave. Yes, indeed. The Charter Panthers back to receive the kick tonight. Going to get the ball second half. Lions, the Kings Academy, competing tonight against the undefeated, yes, I said undefeated Panthers, the number one team in the Southeastern Football Conference here in South Florida. Independent Conference, if you aren't familiar with it, you will be tonight. Just started up not too long ago, but the Panthers are leading it with a victory over the defending champions, state champions, Calvary Christian 2 weeks ago. Yes, it was featured on HSBN Sports. We got a good one coming to you tonight, folks. Let's have it.
So let's get it here from the Sportsplex as Charter will receive. And on the kickoff, a great return, Kalen Carson and a host of Lions in for the stop. You look at this Charter team, as you just said, Ryan, coming in 6-0, facing a Kings Academy team that is very young and undermanned tonight. They're definitely the underdog. Only 2 wins, 4 losses on the season, coming off a close loss last week, 12-7 to Pope John Paul II. Of course, Charter trying not to be upset tonight, keep it rolling, picking up their 7th win in the process. As we get our first play, Adam Miller at the quarterback spot completes the quick pass. We'll give him a gain of about 3 on the play.
Nice to see they're going to open up the game with a pass. Going to see a lot on the ground probably tonight due to the weather. The field was soaking wet. So might not see a lot in the air, but looks like the Panthers are going to take a chance early in the game.
You're going to come out with the run. Calvin Jackson Jr. Gain of about 8.
And we missed him not last week, 2 weeks ago, in the feature of Calvary Christian. Had somewhat of a concussion. I don't know if it was confirmed, but they were a bit worried about him early on in the game. They took him out, and the workhorse, yes, Kalen Carson, number 3, definitely stepped up to the plate.
So a gain of about 8 on the play brings up a fresh set of downs for Miller in the shotgun. 3 wides to the far. They go with the run once again. Got some room to the near side. Stiff arm. Carson tiptoeing the sideline, still on his feet, and picks up another first. And we got a late flag coming in. An illegal block in the back. So that was a late flag thrown. And that's going to negate a great play. Nice balance by Carson on that play.
Looks like it's going to replay first down.
No doubt Carson, one of the top players in this independent conference, and arguably probably one of the top running backs in South Florida right now.
Jacob Brodnick on the tackle for Kings Academy. So that negates the play. They're going to try and go with the screen pass. A one-handed catch by Jackson down the sidelines. Popped out of bounds inside the 20, and he got the motor running once he caught the ball, plucked it out of the air, and almost took it the distance, folks. And this could be a possibly long night for Kings Academy. Fresh set of downs coming up. Ball spotted inside the 20. We'll call it about the 17. 1st and 10 coming up, Charter. Coming up on the 10-minute mark. Here, first quarter play, no score. Miller assessing the defense, 4 wide receiver set. And now back in the shotgun. Fakes it, goes up in the air, tipped around. Pass incomplete. Number 3 on the coverage that time, Jeremiah Scroggins. Pass intended that time for Cameron Perez. So 2nd down, 10 situation, no score thus far. Charter first possession of the contest. Under 10 now. Miller taking his time as the play clock running down, going with the screen pass far side. And nice defensive play as he completes the pass to Nick Desposito. Tripped up.
It's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Once again, Jeremiah Scroggins stepping up defensively for the Lions on the tackle. So a good defensive stand by Kings Academy after that great screen pass reception from Calvin Jackson Jr. So we've got a 3rd down and 10 situation on a no-gainer on that last play. See if the Lions can hold. Panthers going up top, and they don't. And that'll be the first score of the contest. Calvin Jackson Jr., touchdown, Panthers.
Well, there's no doubt that there's confidence on that field right now. Throwing the ball in the air. Forget the wet balls. These guys are going to take it the distance and strike first blood. Panthers on the board.
Well, in talking to Coach Miller, he said they really weren't going to change the game plan up. Like you said, great drainage system here because this field was soaked about 30, 45 minutes ago as the extra point is up through and good.
And he's going to convert once again. You're watching HSPN Sports. Friday night under the lights with the Panthers and the Panthers and the Lions. This is a homecoming game brought to you by HSPN. Remember, if you're joining us for the first time or you've been with us before, the Twitter feed is live and ready to go. At HSPN Sports. Join the conversation, join the sports. Hey, we got the Twitter feed running right now, so we want to hear what you have to say. Thank you for joining us tonight.
So 9:07 remaining, first quarter play here. Homecoming in the Sportsplex here at Coral Springs, Florida, as the Coral Springs Charter Panthers taking on the Kings Academy Lions out of West Palm Beach. And we've got a 7-0 contest. And now we'll see if the Lions can answer. A tall task facing an undefeated Charter team tonight. They are rolling, as you spoke to earlier, Ryan, coming off a big W against Calvary Christian, their rival.
Right.
Picking up a big win to keep the momentum going.
And the interesting thing is not only did Charter come on top over Calvary, but Pinecrest, last minutes of the game, striking down the beast, and Calvary has been defeated twice this far in the season. Not sure if we'll still see him in the championship game, but struggling the past 2 weeks, Calvary, one of the top contenders here in the Independent Conference.
Sander Bloshinsky kicking off, and Kings Academy will get their first opportunity at a return. Getting it up across the 20, close to the 25-yard line. That time number 21, that was Drew Lucci on the return. And Nick Padilla on the tackle. So 7-0 to score. 8:59 on the clock. Kings Academy having to try and answer. And talking with first-year head coach Keith Allen, he knew they had a tall task coming into tonight. Freshman starting quarterback.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Chris. We had a chance to watch a freshman at Carroll City last night. 5 touchdowns in the air, so don't be surprised. Don't sleep on the freshman.
Justin Wake handing off, hoping to get that running game going. On the first carry, Jared Kirkpatrick, one of the key players for the Lions. And he might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage if we're being generous. So we'll call it a 2nd and 9 situation coming up. Kings Academy down 7-0. First quarter of play. Once again, Wake at the QB spot, goes with the screen pass, completes it, but minimal gain. Ryan Kingman on the reception. And number 9, Cam Perez on the tackle.
Had a chance to talk to Coach Garris during actually school time. Charter had their pep rally today. Had a chance to go check them out. Mr. Andrew Batchelor, returning alumni. Those know him around the nation, the world, as King Batch. But got a chance to talk to Coach Garris, talked a lot about this offensive scheme. They're probably going to keep that inside run the majority of the night with a freshman quarterback.
Once again, Jared Kirkpatrick on the carry. And that was one of the things that Coach Miller spoke about, trying to minimize. They definitely want to stop the run for the Lions. That is one of the main parts of their offense. And managed to do so, forcing a punt. First one of the night. Calvin Jackson Jr. back deep for Charter. We'll see if he can get a nice return, as this is a low wobbler. Gets a Lions bounce, and Jackson takes it on the hop, trying to outrun the pursuit. But the Lions get him down.
Ball's going to be placed at the
Corey Croteau on the tackle.
around the 20-yard line. First down,
And Panthers get their second possession of the contest. Up 7-0, 7:05, first quarter of play. And they're going to spot it right around the 20. First and 10 for A.J. Miller. In the shotgun, 4 wide receiver set. And they keep it on the ground. Actually a fake. And managed to complete that one. Completes it to number 6, Zach Weber.
You're welcome. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 1 for the Panthers.
So gain of 9 on the reception by Weber. 2nd and 1 situation coming up. 4 wide set. Pistol formation for Miller. And completes this one on the far side. Jackson shaking defenders. He may go the distance. He's got room. Forget about it. 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Panthers. 2nd one of the night for Jackson. And just that quick, folks. We got a 14-0 count if it holds, and it will not, as we got flags and a holding call negates an 80-yard reception by Jackson. Wow. That'll bring it back. Unbelievable, folks. So Jackson making it happen, took it the distance. It will not stand on a holding penalty. That'll bring up a 2nd and 20 now. You got to feel for Jackson. Had concussion-like symptoms. The last broadcast we had featuring him and Charter. And he's taking a little break.
Yeah, I was just going to say, the looks, what you're seeing is a week of rest out of a young man that was eager to get back on the field. Didn't even have a chance to practice last week. So this young man's been eager to get back on the field. That's definitely a reflection of his anxiety, I'm going to call it.
And we got a stoppage of play. And we got our first break. Official timeout. Take a little water break. So 6:15 on the clock, 7-0 the count, and an 80-yard reception by Calvin Jackson Jr. just negated. So a 2nd and 20 coming up out of the break. And we welcome whoever's listening or watching, wherever you may be, listening, watching. We thank you for doing so. Chris Jenkins, Ryan Stout on the mics with you here from the Sportsplex here in Coral Springs, Florida. It is homecoming 2015 for the Coral Springs Charter Panthers, taking on the Kings Academy Lions out of West Palm Beach. Of course, this Kings Academy squad, very young. Only 5 seniors on their team, 15 juniors, so a lot of young bucks to say the least. And, of course, running the show at quarterback, the freshman we spoke about, Justin Wake. So a tall task for this team, coming in 2-4, taking on an undefeated Charter team. So out of the break, we got a 2nd and 20 situation for Miller. In the shotgun, familiar set with the spread formation, and they go with the little screen pass and still making defenders miss and picking up good amount of yards.
Calvin Jackson Jr.
Jackson back in the contest.
He's going to bring up a 3rd down.
So we'll give him about 10 on the play. So instead of it being a 2nd and 20, I guess that penalty was negated. So a fresh set of downs on the screen pass from Jackson. Panthers will keep it moving. 1st and 10. A botch snap. They decided to keep it on the ground and might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Actually, it's going to look like about a loss of 5 on the play. 5.
2nd down for the Panthers.
5-minute mark coming up on us. Dylan Corte on the tackle for the Lions. So 2nd down and about 14 coming up for Miller. You give the handoff. Keep it on the ground once again. Maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage. It was going to bring up a 3rd down and long. Lions defense stiffening. See if they can hold and minimize the big plays. And that was Cam Perez, one of the seniors for Charter on the carry. Coming up on the 4-minute, 30-second mark. First quarter play, 7-0 to score. Coral Springs Charter ahead. So a big 3rd down. And about 11, we'll call it, for Miller. Finally gets the snap. Fakes the handoff. Now rolling near side. And finally gets this one off and incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
Pass intended for number 15, Demetrius Rufus. So the Lion defense holds, and we'll see if they can make something happen. Looks like they're going to get decent field position as Sander Bloshinsky preparing to punt it away. And that is Austin Blakeney back deep.
Try and mess with the converter box where the SDI cable. Switch the plugs a couple times in the HDMI.
I think it's yeah, I can't even tell the number. 41. Yeah.
And that was actually Matthias Gask on the
Panthers
punt.
down the ball at the 32-yard line, first down.
So Blakeney
Lions.
backs off, lets it roll. Still decent position, best field position for these Lions as they attempt their second possession of the contest. And ball spotted up across the 30. We'll call it the 31, 1st and 10 for the Lions. Wake in the shotgun, 4 wide receiver set. They keep it on the ground. Churning ahead for about 4 on the play. That is Jared Kirkpatrick. And Michael Carrion on the tackle for Charter.
Michael Carrion with the tackle.
Coming up on the 3-minute, 30-second mark now. Still 7-0. Coral Springs Charter ahead in this one over Kings Academy. They keep it on the ground once again, plowing forward for about 4 or 5 more yards. Once again, Kirkpatrick. He's the workhorse for this Lions team. So we're going to get a 3rd down and 1 situation for the Lions. Ball spotted just across the 40. And they keep it on the ground and swallowed up by that Panther defense. He will not get there.
Perez coming up with the big hit in the backfield.
Cam Perez leading the charge. And that'll bring up a big 4th down situation. Probably about a 4th and 5, we'll call it. And it looks like Kings Academy will punt it away. Lamellis. And Kalen Carson back deep for Charter. Gets this one off. This is a nice one. And he bobbles it, pops through his hands. And he's going to lose yardage, actually. Going to be inside the 20. So that could have been disastrous for the Panthers.
First down, Panthers.
So they'll start off 1st and 10. Nice coverage by Jared Kirkpatrick for Kings Academy getting back. So a fresh set of downs for Charter on their 3rd possession of the contest. Up 7-0, 2:16 remaining, 1st quarter of play. Low snap. They keep it on the ground. Coming up near side. Into your screen. Still shaking off defenders. Staying in bounds. Nice run that time by Kalen Carson.
Kalen Carson on the carry. Gets a nice gain. Gets it out to the, we'll say 41-yard line.
So a 21-yard jaunt that time by Carson. Fresh set of downs coming up for the Panthers. So Lions defense holding so far. Negated an 80-yard reception by Jackson Jr. earlier, or else we'd have a 14-0 contest. So a little luck helping the Lions out to stay in this one, as we're under 2 minutes now. And keeping it in the air.
Pass is caught. Zach Weber.
Weber on the reception. And a nice tackle by Jeremiah Scroggins. Late flag on the play. We'll see if they're going to tack on some yards or possibly move the Panthers back. So unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against the Panthers. That's going to back them up 15.
Can't shoot yourself in the foot.
Unsportsmanlike.
Panthers with, is it 2 scores on the board?
Well, one was wiped off.
One was wiped off.
Yeah.
Oh, no, second down, sorry.
With a holding call, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
C.J. Jackson taking it the distance.
So we got a second down and 25 situation. 1:22 on the clock. First quarter played. 7-0. Coral Springs Charter up. Miller looking over the defense. Finally gets the play. Low snap once again. Forced to scramble near side and dump this one off to Carry On. Shakes a defender. Still rolling. And into your screen. Carry On a nice reception. And he wipes away the loss of yardage, picks up the 25, and that'll keep the sticks moving. Ball spotted right at the 45 of the Lions. Four wide receivers set once again for the Panthers. They complete little screen pass. And once again, positive yards. Cam Perez on the reception.
It's going to bring up a second down.
Drew Lucci on the stop. So minimal gain. As we're under 20 seconds now, this will probably be the last play of the first. Ball spotted at the 39 of the Lions. Panthers keep it on the ground, trying to get some positive yards, and that Lion defense stiffens up, and a nice defensive play on the stop. It'll be a loss of about 3.
Michael Aquaviva on the carry.
Aquaviva on the carry.
That's going to be the end of the first quarter.
And that'll be it. First quarter in the books. Christian Guida making the stop for the Lions. And the Lions hanging on in this one. 7-0 to count. Second quarter action coming up.
Well, there's no doubt the Lions coming into this game, they got nothing to lose.
Absolutely. They can just let it all hang out. That's a very good point.
And ultimately, they should have some fun out here. You know, it's wet. The Panthers are ultimately, I would say, more heavy in the passing game. But at the same time, they have the triple threat, not just the dual threat, the triple threat running back situation with Kalen. You got Carson back there at the number 1 spot. You got Cam Perez, and then even a little Michael Carrion as well. So They got the triple threat in the backfield. So overall, they have the all-around package in terms of offense. But there's no doubt A.J. Miller has the confidence, and you've seen it thus far in the game, that they're going to air it out.
Yeah.
So Panthers coming into this game once again undefeated on the season, number 1 in the independent conference, which is the SFC, Southeastern Football Conference.
And, of course, we spoke to earlier, coming off that win, 24-9 over rivalry Christian Academy, 338 yards passing by A.J. Miller.
And once again, we apologize. There is a massive pole sitting right at the 50-yard line in the middle of the field. This is your first time here at the Sportsplex with us. It's just something we got to deal with. So it is what it is. We work our way around it, but as you can see, the Panthers are heading south towards that pole right now. So we're going to work our way around it, but bear with us. Once again, Twitter is hot at HSBN Sports. Join the conversation. We'll respond. We love to hear your comments.
Second quarter action just about to get underway. Charter up 7-0 on the drive currently. Miller tries to go with the little screen pass, and that one's incomplete to Carry On. Probably good that he didn't complete that one. Didn't look like it might have gone too far. So that's going to bring up a 4th down situation, in the punting team coming on for the Panthers. And back deep, number 8, Austin Blakeney, excuse me. So Lion defense holding on so far. Lions only down 7-0 in this one to a highly favored Panther squad. They go with the punt. Looked like it was a fake for a quick moment and goes back into the back of the end zone. So it'll be a touchback.
And we got our first shout out of the night. We have, I want to say this is Botanu, Canada. Botanu, Canada. If I'm saying that wrong, please correct me. But Canada is in the building tonight, checking us out. Also Miami, right down the street, on the broadcast. Remember, live tweets, live scores, and updates as well on HSPN. Glad you joined us tonight from all over the nation, all over the world. Last night was also great as well. Thursday night football.
So 11:42 on the clock, second quarter of play. Lions trying to put a little something together, down 7-0. Wake in the shotgun. And they're going to the north, so hopefully they'll get within vision. And that's going to be a loss of about 2 on the play. And that was Michael Carrion on the tackle for the Panthers. So second down, and we'll call it 11 for the Lions. And they go with the run and just stuffed. Cam Perez coming up big, laying the wood.
Now, interesting situation with Cam Perez. Had an opportunity to get his rest as well, I would say. Had some issues with his shoulders lately, but overall, getting back in this game, I know he was excited to get back into the Calvary action.
So third down situation and incomplete as it looked like the Panther defense all over. Pass was intended that time for Justin Champion. And that's going to bring up a fourth down situation. So Lion offense not able to get anything going. And this is going to give Calvin Jackson Jr. another opportunity to make some magic. Panthers only up 7-0 though. Heavily favored coming into this one. 10:37 on the clock, second quarter action here from the Sportsplex in Coral Springs, Florida. Chris Jenkins and Ryan Stout on the mics with you here on HSPN Sports. Punt is up, a high short wobbler. Jackson takes it and going straight up the gut. He may go to distance, shakes the defender, and woo! A touchdown saving tackle by the kicker.
My goodness, Jackson, you talk about the speed. He has it, taking it right up the gut.
Robert Lamellis tripped him up, or his curtains.
I know that one's going to bother him for the rest of the night.
A head full of steam going for that young man, and he could take it the distance at any point. He's already done so. They go with the low wraparound screen to him, to the near side, and still on his feet, finally tripped up. And that was Drew Monaco making the stop. And ball spotted inside the 20. We'll call it around the 15.
I know you're going to laugh at me, but we just had someone come in from Green Acres. Yes, I said it. Green Acres.
Green Acres.
And West Palm Beach. Also, Wright, Missouri, has joined the broadcast. Thank you for tuning in tonight.
So first down. And Miller scrambling to his left and finally just decides to go down. I don't know if that was a busted play or if he just did not have anyone to go to. But that is a loss. And number 20 on the tackle that time, Ryan Kingman, coming up defensively from that linebacker spot. So we're going to call it a loss of about 7. So second down to about 17 for Charter. 7-0 to count, coming up on the 9-minute mark. Rolling to the near side and completes this one. Just a little short gainer that time. Completes to number 4, Nick Desposito.
On the reception. It's going to bring up a third down.
Jacob Brodnick on the coverage. So brings up a third down and long situation for Charter.
Not in a good situation right now, but no doubt Panthers have the talent. Hey, they're creeping up on this Lions red zone. There's no doubt that they have the potential of getting it right here.
See if they can get something going. Third and long situation. Miller has time, completes it short. And, of course, that will not be enough to move the sticks. Only a completion of about 7. Weber pulling it in. And that's going to bring it to around, looks like.
It's going to bring it a fourth down for the Panthers. Let's see what happens
I'm going to
here.
say the 16. So, fourth down situation. And Bloshinsky looks like he's going to come on in to try and boot one through. So unofficially about a 33-yard attempt. Bloshinsky snap is back, kick is up, through, and good. So 8:09 on the clock, 10-0 is the score now. Charter gets 3 on the board. And I'm impressed by Kings Academy. They've hung in there, Ryan, so far.
They've held their own. There's no doubt about it. That one definitely almost cost them early on with C.J. Jackson taking it the distance, but shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
And it's going to bring them back. But, hey, I'll tell you one thing. Sander, this young man has a boot.
Yes.
So when you have the confidence in your special teams, you know, we've watched plenty of games here just in Broward and Dade County. Not a lot of good special teams, just to be completely honest.
I totally agree with you. So when you can have a weapon like Bloshinsky, absolutely. It's going to come in handy at some point, particularly when you get into postseason play and points are at a rarity. Absolutely. We've seen some pretty atrocious special teams. Let's just break it down.
We had a young man last night. I want to say his name is Cameron Davis for Carroll City. And this young man was not the starting kicker. He was a starting running back. Okay. So the starting running back last night, outstanding athlete, student athlete. But we saw him. He was the punter as well last night as well.
Wow.
So a lot of, definitely a positive for Charter in terms of their special teams. Sander is a young man that takes his job very seriously.
And he's good at it. So number 21, Drew Lucci, catches this one for the touchback. The Lions will start out 1st and 10. Their own 20, down 10-0, 8:04 remaining second quarter action.
New York has joined us tonight. Thank you so much. We have New York in the building tonight. Once again, the Twitter feed is live at HSBN Sports. Hit us up. We'll give you a shout out. Homecoming night here. A muggy one after a nice long rain.
Yes. So 1st and 10 situation for Kings Academy. Down 10-0. In the shotgun is Wake. And they go over the far side with the reception. And hauling that one in, Corey Croteau. And number 27, Michael Carrion for the nice stop.
Pound for pound, I would say Carrion is probably the strongest athlete on this field right now. Seen that young man do some outstanding things thus far in the season.
So 2nd down situation for the Lions. They go up the gut, and a ball comes free. And do we have a turnover? No official indication yet. And they're going to say what? We're going to wait for the call here. This could be big. Could give the Panthers great field position or be a fresh set of downs for the Lions. On the strip that time, nice play by Patrick Heekin. And it is a turnover. And that that could be disastrous for these Lions. First turnover of the contest. Already down 10-0. Panthers will take over 1st and 10 inside of Lion territory. So a nice strip by Patrick Heekin, the junior linebacker, 5'10", 160, coming in there, stripping that ball free for Charter, and they're going to get it going the other way, trying to add to a 10-point lead. In the shotgun, looking over the defense, is A.J. Miller. And completes this one over the far side to the electric Jackson. And he plows his way forward. About 7 or 8. So bring up a 2nd and short situation coming up on the 7-minute mark here. 10-0 the score. Coral Springs Charter up.
Homecoming night, a great atmosphere here in the Sportsplex of Coral Springs. Got a lot of alumni back here tonight. Glad to see them. Some fellow students that I played ball with.
And they go with the screen pass to the near side. Carson, not much going. A host of Lions on the tackle. Number 24 and number 7. That was Jacob Brodnick, as well as Drew Monaco swarming in. So Kings Academy hanging in. Only down 10-0 to the heavily favored Charter Panthers. Coral Springs Charter up 10-0. And trying to take advantage of the first turnover of the contest. Miller in the shotgun, 4 wide receiver set. Low snap. They keep it on the ground to Carson. And he's quickly wrapped up. Minimal gain, number 44 that time. Noah Ross.
Bring up a 4th down.
Stepping up from that linebacker spot on the tackle.
And don't forget, if you're in Broward County tonight, if you're in Coral Springs, the rebroadcast of tonight's game is going to be at Buffalo Wild Wings over on 441 and Wiles. Yes, the rebroadcast will be out there with the team, the cheerleaders, the fans. It will be a good night, so come out and join us. You'll see us there.
So 47-yard field goal attempt by Bloshinsky. This was going to come up short.
Well, you have confidence, but not that much confidence.
Yeah. But he has made it from that distance before. We've seen it.
I've seen this young man not only do it in the game, but in practice. I got footage of this young man booting a 60-yard field goal through the uprights. I'm not going to say if there's any wind behind his back, but, hey, we got the proof on the Twitter feed. It'd probably be way too far down to find it, but this young man's got the leg to do it. He definitely has confidence, too. Listen to this young man, just the way he articulates himself.
Mm-hmm.
His skills, this young man, it's either his upbringing or Coach Miller just doing some outstanding things with these athletes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're all well-groomed in terms of how to represent the Coral Springs Charter mentality. And I'm just so proud of this team out here tonight, and I know the alumni out here tonight is proud of them as well.
Proud moment, absolutely. If you are a Panther, coming in undefeated, trying to move to 7-0. Bloshinsky missing a 47-yarder. So the Lions will take over 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 30 as we come the other direction. 5:22, second quarter, 10-0 Coral Springs Charters up on Kings Academy Lions. So Lions still within striking distance. Wake in the shotgun gives up the middle once again.
Panthers defense is swarming again.
Kirkpatrick
It's going to bring up a 2nd down.
on the carry. Host of Panthers on the stop. Leading a charge, Michael Carrion in that defensive end spot. So 2nd down and 9 situation. They do complete the pass, but it goes nowhere. Zach Weber stick it. Kirkpatrick who made the reception for the Lions. But Weber coming up with a big defensive play. So we've got a 3rd down and about 12 coming up for the Lions. Can they convert? They put it up in the air, incomplete. And we got late flags coming in. We might have a pass interference. And this one's going to possibly go against Weber. Pass intended that time for number 41, Caleb DeMarco. Refs talking about it. This could be big for the Lions if it goes their way. Pass interference, yes.
Pass interference on the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty.
And that's going to give the Lions new life and move the sticks. 4:22 on the clock, 10-0 to score. Lions may have a little something cooking here. We'll see.
And we want to give a big shout out to Mark Carson here on the Twitter feed at Mark Carson1. Tuned in from Columbus tonight. Mark, thanks for tuning in.
So ball's going to be spotted just short of the 35. Fresh set of downs. No back set. And incomplete. Went right through the hands of Kirkpatrick that time. Might have been able to get some decent yards if he brings that reception in. And that was Zach Weber stepping up defensively. Clock stops with 4:17 remaining. 10-0 to score. Coral Springs Charter up on Kings Academy. Shotgun situation and a hopper. And this one's incomplete.
It's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And that one was intended for number 10, Corey Croteau. So a nice opportunity almost squandered here by the Lions as they face a 3rd down and about 11 with probably their best field position of the half. See if they can get something going. They complete the pass and plowing forward. He's going to have enough to move the sticks.
Wide open in the flats. Where is the flat defender? They're going to move the sticks, and looks like might be right on the 50-yard line. This may potentially be the first time the Lions have been in Panther territory.
I will totally agree. Caleb DeMarco was on that reception for the Lions. Right at midfield. Here we go. Fresh set of downs. And maybe a gain of 1. Kirkpatrick, the workhorse, once again. Carry on the stop for the Panthers.
2nd down.
Kirkpatrick coming off a 14-carry, 89-yard game last week. 6.4 average for him. A lot of draws to him so far here in this one. 2nd down and long situation. It goes nowhere as they try and keep it on the ground again. Cam Perez stepping up.
It's going to bring up a 3rd down.
So big time play, a loss of about 2.
Cam Perez, one of our impact players for tonight's game. And as we go through the broadcast, we'll shoot those guys up to you. Got a couple more impact players, a lot of them on the field, but a few special ones for you tonight, Cam being one of them.
So ball spotted at the 49. And we got a 3rd down and running for his life and trying to get something going. Finally gets this one up, knocked away by Weber. Big time defense. Zach Weber. Pass intended that time for Corey Croteau.
The freshman trying to make something happen, getting flushed out of the pocket. Was surprised he didn't get caught from the back, but hey, trying to make a play. Zach Weber, outstanding defense right there.
Absolutely.
With the one hand. Oh, my goodness.
Right at the sticks, knocks it away. Justin Wake running for his life. Showed a little wheels to get free to get that one off.
All right, C.J. Jackson, heels on his own 10-yard line. We're going to see what he can put together right here.
We'll see if they give him an opportunity. They don't. They just get this one up, and it's going to take a Lion hop and still rolling, and it's going to die right at about the 15.
Off his foot. I want to say that wasn't the best. That wasn't the best punt off his foot, but you talk about a good bounce.
Nice bounce.
That's going to put him in a tough situation. A.J. Miller once again stepping up to the plate, going to lead this offense with his heels probably going to be on their own.
They're at their own 10, actually.
Okay, so A.J. is going to be backed up, I would say, on his own 5-yard line, trying to make something happen.
Yeah.
Here in the second quarter of play. Homecoming game here at the Sportsplex Coral Springs. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're glad we could be another feature in Coral Springs.
Okay, so shotgun situation with a 4 wide receiver set for A.J. Miller. And they're going to keep it on the ground. In near side, this one's going to come back. Nice run by Kalen Carson, finally knocked out of bounds.
2 flags.
In your screen,
Not
this was
one.
probably going to be a holding.
But 2. 2 different perspectives, and it's going to come back again. You cannot, I mean, these guys are trying to make the highlight reel look extra pretty. And it's just not helping out. Kalen Carson, definitely a workhorse out here for the Charter Panthers, not just for this game, but the entire season. This young man runs harder than most running backs in the nation, I would say.
And that negates about a 30-yard run.
That's tough.
At least for Carson. So
Panthers definitely were looking for a much better lead at this point in the game. Penalties are not helping.
They decided to go with the screen pass. I think that one was possibly thrown low by Miller intentionally, as there were a host of Lions in the area intended for Jackson.
And we got another shout out, keeping it in the South. Charleston, South Carolina. Silva, North Carolina. Rock Hill, North Carolina. A lot of the Carolinas tuned in tonight. We thank you. Once again, at HSBN Sports, hit us up. Let us know where you're coming from. We'll give you a shout out. Join the conversation.
So 2:24 on the clock, 10-0 the count. Coral Springs Charter back inside their own territory. Now flushed out of the pocket and sacked. This was going to be close to a safety. It is Kings Academy stepping up.
Defense stepping up for the Lions here. Great punt, and that's where it started. Young man put it back on the own 10-yard line of the Panthers, and definitely a reflection of that punt, which started it off. A.J. Miller, what's going on?
Good question.
What is going on? I think that's what's going on in the coach's head right now. Homecoming game, we can make the assumption. Look, we did a homecoming game last night. I had a chance to talk to Coach Neal over in Southwest Eagles. Now it'll be the Southwest Miami Senior High School Eagles. You know, they were excited that Carroll City State ranked number 13, Carroll City.
Yeah.
They said, look, bring it on.
Yeah.
Because the assumption, the perception is homecoming. We schedule homecoming games. Why? Because we expect to win.
Of course.
Okay? So, we said earlier on the broadcast, Lions got nothing to lose, and they should, I would say, almost have the mental edge.
Yes.
At this point, Panthers are definitely shooting themselves in the foot. I mean, when you got Kalen Carson, C.J. Jackson, those type of weapons on the inside and the outside, you never know what's going to happen with those guys.
And we got to give some love to the Lions. In particular, Will Bayonne is the one that made that tackle on A.J. Miller. And the Lions have the momentum now. Scores 10-2 on the safety. So big-time play going into the half. We'll see if they can capitalize on the momentum as they prepare to get the kickoff now.
And just reminding those, freshman quarterback is going to start the possession off right here. Freshman quarterback.
And Drew Lucci over the far side trying to find some room and streaking, still rolling, across the 40 and knocked out of bounds. We'll call it at the 30. Flags flying everywhere. So this might tack on some more as we may have a late hit. We'll see what it is exactly. But Kings Academy coming alive going into the half as we are at the 1:59 mark and they just get on the board.
They're definitely going to call a late hit here.
And they're going to be inside of Panther territory deep if they tack on 15 more for the possible late hit.
I want to say they made contact in bounds, but I don't know if it was another athlete that came in afterwards or they just took it too far into the sideline, but definitely a late hit call. here. Two flags in the air, and Lions potentially about to put some points on the board.
You have to take advantage of this type of situation if you're the Lions. Heavy underdogs, folks, coming into this one, facing the undefeated Coral Springs Charter Panthers. And the 15-yard dead ball personal foul will mark them off just short of the 15. They're going to keep it on the ground and body slam by that Panther defense, stepping it up. Chris Judge coming in there, making it happen from that defensive end spot. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 10 situation. Ball spotted at about the, we'll call it the 18 of Charter. Can the Lions convert? They keep it on the ground once again. Minimal gain. May have gotten about 4 or 5 on the carry. We'll give him.
Chris Judge, one of our impact players for tonight's game. Got to see him early on in the season. Checking out some of their highlights. This young man has an interception. Defensive line.
So a 3rd down and about, we'll call it 6. 1:05 on the clock, 2nd quarter of play. Can the Lions get in? Trying to go, look like with a hard count. They're going up top and in and out of the receiver's hands right at the pylon. That would have been huge.
Pass is incomplete. It's going to bring up a 4th down.
4th down on the sticks. Potential points for the Lions, which they definitely need. Closing in on that halftime. Lions definitely need that right there.
Jeremiah Scroggins. That was huge. That would have been huge if he hadn't been able to pull that in, Ryan.
And we got a special guest coming up to the box halftime. Some alumni. Old running back Donald Reed played for Charters.
We're going to call this one unofficially about a 31-yarder. And no flags. It looked like a false start or encroachment.
And they got it.
They got the field goal. Nonetheless, so they would decline the penalty either way.
Have yet to see 5 points on the board in the season. Got a field goal in the books and a safety. Hey, there's more than one way to put points on the board, and the Lions are finding multiple ways.
Yeah, they'll take them however they can get them,
hey,
I'm sure.
It doesn't matter at this point. The Panthers one possession away
from taking the lead. Absolutely.
That's what it is. So we're getting close to getting into this halftime. Once again, I said special guest. Got some alumni as well as possibly getting that principal for the Coral Springs Charter Panthers up into this box. We're
Mr. Springer, huh?
Yes, sir. We're going to talk about some education, some college and career awareness, and some of the amazing things they are doing at Coral Springs Charter outside of athletics. If you were with us during the Calvary game, we got to feature a very special team outside of the football team.
Yeah.
Softball.
Mm-hmm.
They got their bling on the fingers. Finally, state champs last year. Got high expectations, but we got a chance to feature in Calvary's. If you want to take a look back on YouTube, go check it out.
So Carson and Jackson back deep for the Panthers. See if they can add something. And this one's going to go out of bounds, so that will give Charter a little bit extra field position as they try and right the ship.
Yep.
Only up 5 in this one, 10-5 contest as we got 42.2 remaining here in the half.
Can only imagine what Coach Miller will have to say to this Panther football team. Obviously, no excuses out here on the football field,
No.
but hey, you know, I'm gonna throw out some excuses. The weather. You know, I was a quarterback, so that's my point of view. I'm gonna blame it on the wet ball. But hey, no, look, Carson and Jackson,
Mm-hmm.
you'd be up another touchdown.
Oh, absolutely.
Taking away Jackson's early on in the game, and it looks like we got the workhorses back set.
They're going to re-kick instead of taking the penalty to give these fellas an opportunity to get something going.
Oh, my goodness.
And Jackson takes the kickoff and goes out of bounds at the 10. Wow. That is huge.
Not the best decision for Jackson. Definitely eager to get the ball in his hands because no doubt he knows what he's capable of doing with it, but not the best decision for the senior.
Coach Miller was actually thinking that way, Ryan. I'm sure he wanted to give these fellas an opportunity to shine and knew they could get a big play out of them. But that's the worst thing that could happen to you.
It was
going into the half.
Yeah, it was going to go out of bounds.
Yeah, I agree.
It's going to go out.
So 41.2 on the clock, and Panthers have 90 yards to get 6 on the board. Looks like they're going to kneel on it and go into the half and try and regroup, as they have a 5-point lead going into the half, 10-5.
Going to leave it up to the clock right here. Take it into the half. And once again, it is homecoming here at the Sportsplex. Remember, tonight, post-game rebroadcast, join us at Buffalo Wild Wings, 441 and Wiles Road. We'll be over there with the football squad, the cheerleaders, the fans. Hopefully we can get this entire crowd to come out and join us.
And that will be the final play of the half. And as we say, special guests, so you want to stay tuned for that. Chris Jenkins, Ryan Stout here from the Sportsplex here in Coral Springs, Florida. Breaking it down for you here on HSPN Sports, the Coral Springs Charter Panthers taking on the Kings Academy Lions out of West Palm Beach. 10-5 is the count.
10-5.
Yeah.
Not that bad.
Absolutely
not that bad. Lions coming into this game. Hey, not the best record on the season, but the Panthers undefeated. Got a lot to lose in this game, but it is homecoming. Got some special things going on here. Had a chance to check out the pep rally. Kids were going nuts. Seniors, juniors, they're all yelling at each other. Had a special alumni join the Panthers. Andrew Batchelor, formerly Andrew Batchelor, but known as King Batch, got up there with his Vine action. So we got a bunch of alumni here with us tonight. We're going to see if we can grab a couple of them. Former student athletes. They graduated from Charter. We got one walking in right now, Donald Reed. Played at the next level, played here at Charter back in the single-digit days, I would say. Actually had a chance to play with this young man. I wouldn't say young man because I'm younger than him. But had a chance. I want to say, Donald, you played back in the single digits. People are going to say you're old, man. We're coming, 2008, 2009 coming out?
2007 and 2008, man.
Man, Donald Reed, running back here at Charter, taking his talents to the next level. Donald, ultimately, you got the alumni shirt on. How's it feel to be back at this homecoming game?
Man, it's great. It's great to be It's great to be on the winning side, man. Coming to see the program grow as it has it grown. Seeing Adam, Coach Miller, take this team and build upon it. Some great players out here, man. Seeing some young, great players that he got into the program, and the way that it's running now, man. 6-7-0 right now.
6-0, man.
6-0, man.
Outstanding.
Hey, this is what we wished for back then, right?
Well, we talked about it early in the broadcast. The Panthers right now, like we said, undefeated, but it's a different conference. It's a different play now. The Southeastern Football Conference, they stepped out of, I guess we could call it the regular district play and the divisions, and they developed down here in South Florida, but doesn't take anything away from the talent and the athletic ability that's out here on the field today.
Yeah, man, it's amazing just seeing them. Like you're saying, they're running right through this conference here, man. Maybe in the near future we see them step it back up a little bit and
there
see, what they really can do, man.
Yeah, well, Coach
right
Miller,
now, it's looking great.
Coach Miller doing some outstanding things ultimately here on the field. He's doing some outstanding things with the athletes overall, and student athletes. That's his main focus. And now, most important thing, what I wanted to get you on here for, as not only a former alumni, but as a student athlete, we got a lot of athletes that tune in to these football games, and wanted to talk formally about your experiences here at Charter as a student athlete, but most importantly, your transition into college.
Yeah, well, coming to Charter, I transferred into Charter around my junior year, and I spent 2 years at Charter, man. But the academic program, like I preach to these young kids today, Charter is one of the top elite schoolings, in Broward County, and when I transferred when I went to college, it was an easy transition. I didn't know why the work was so hard back in high school, and the classes, taking business and counting classes, when I got to college, man, I realized, I was like, man, charter really prepared me for
Right.
this, man, and the education at charter is amazing, man, and that's what I really, take from charter. Is that the education program is great, man.
Now let's talk about college. Where'd you go? Where'd you play?
When I out of charter, I went to Averett University. It's in Danville, Virginia. It's a small college. Went there. Played my freshman year. Was in the starting rotation. Sophomore and junior year, I ended up starting. Getting honorable mention, preseason All-American nomination. So did pretty good there. And there's a lot of Florida guys went up there with me, so I felt very comfortable. They recruit heavy from down South Florida way. So
A lot of those small schools, man.
Yeah, heavy recruiting. So
A lot of guys slipping through the cracks. Ultimately, I talked to Larry Bluestein about it a couple weeks ago. 650 D1 athletes come out of Florida every single year. Now, it gets even better. 2,500 everyone else. D2 to NAIA are coming out of Florida every single year. And a lot of guys slip through the cracks. But there's nothing wrong with it. And that's why I wanted to get a chance to talk to you, is to talk about maybe that experience, that the perception as a student athlete right now. I mean, it's just inevitable. We all kind of assume that, hey, we're all going big time because maybe our coach went big time, or we had a buddy on the team that is just outstanding athlete, and you say, you know what, hey, he's on our team. I might get the exposure as well. But the reality, let's talk about the reality.
Yeah, definitely, man. Once you get there, it's a big mixture, man. I had guys I was playing with at Averett University, transferred from Florida, transferred from FAMU, some of the big D1 schools, Virginia Tech. A lot of the big schools, they just, in injuries or just didn't get that big break. So they end up coming to Averett, and the talent level is still competitive, man. Wherever we play at, man, big schools, big Division III schools, it's still the competitiveness is still there, man. It's the same.
Right. And the education is the same as well.
Same, man. Great education also, man.
Private school education.
Private schools, great education, man. Great.
I tell you, man, people don't understand the education because these schools, they just don't have the budget. And that's one of the things we're trying to accomplish right now is we get to set up cameras here at local, Sportsplex. I get it all the time. Why are you going up to Coral Springs to broadcast games? Well, number one, we're committed to them. They're committed to us. We're able to put together an awesome package for the colleges that don't have the recruiting budget to get down here like a major university that will pick up, a bunch of guys off a good team. So, hey, that's ultimately what we're trying to figure out is how do we get through their thick skulls? And we all had them at one point. So what's going on now? Transition out of college, what are we talking about?
Now, I just graduated from FAMU, just trying to conduct my little sports equipment business right here called DNR's Locker Room. Just trying to get some small products out, accessories, all sports accessories for football, basketball, and baseball. Working on that right now. Also working for the United States Swim Academy, something little,
nice.
Training of the safety of the educating about drownings in South Florida. So
right.
Kind of doing a little bit of combination of everything right now.
Okay. Well, hey, it's cool. I'm so glad, and I know you were just as proud as I am just looking at these Charter Panthers doing some outstanding things on the field and the classroom as well. We thank you for your time ultimately, and we thank you for your words of encouragement. Last words, any advice for the students out there that are trying to be like Donald Reed?
Man, I would just say stick with education first, man. It's going to take you a long ways. Football will come around. Sports will come around. Just stick in the books, stay educated. When you get to college, it's going to be a tough transition, but if you start in high school and take it serious, you'll transition very smooth, and that's what counts the most. That's what's going to take you the farther.
The proper preparation. Donald Reed here, former alumni here at Coral Springs Charter, played running back with the Charter Panthers, graduated from FAMU, hopped around a couple times, but ultimately got the education he's looking for. And now we get a chance to talk to one of the gentlemen, not only the principal, but one of the gentlemen that influenced a majority of these student athletes, Mr. Springer. We finally get him in the box. Special shout out to Mr. Springer for coming up, and a big hug from student athlete to former coach, teacher, mentor, influencer. Got the stats up here. Once again, homecoming here with the Charter Panthers. Had a chance to step into the pep rally early on today, and it got a little crazy out there. Things have definitely changed since I went to my pep rallies, but ultimately quite interesting. Mr. Springer, principal,
yes, sir.
Principal for the Charter Panthers.
It's great to be with you. Thank you for the invite.
Thank you. Well, thank you for joining us tonight overall. Homecoming. the stress level? Is it up or is it down, or is it just, hey, it's a fun day for everybody?
It's a great week, as a matter of fact.
All
So
right,
the
it's
Spirit Week, as we know, kind of kicks off. But in all honesty, our kids are phenomenal. And the people that we have at our school, the staff members and the remainder of the faculty are incredible folks. So pleased with their behavior, the way they've shown spirit. It's been awesome. Rallying around all of our sports at our school and other clubs and activities. It's not just focused on athletics. There's a lot of other things going on, and that's the best part about it. I mean, obviously, I could go on and on. Number one, academics. That's never going to change. But for us, you've got to have a comprehensive offering for these kids because there's a lot to do, and they need to burn off some energy, so to speak, with extracurricular activities.
Absolutely, and doing some outstanding things with those extracurricular activities. Football not being the only one. I would say 2 weeks ago, Calvary. We had a special feature with some of the famous softball state champions last year. Got their bling finally.
Yeah, they did.
And doing some outstanding things. We had a young lady come up here on an interview and talk kind of about expectations. So overall, athletic department looking at some really good things, positive things this year. Cross country doing some cool things. Follow them on social media. Kate Hearn overseeing that. She keeps us updated with everything going on. So ultimately, athletic department looking good.
Overall, we finished, I think you may have mentioned it maybe in one of your other productions, but second overall in the state in our classification in sports, in the all-sports trophy.
Wow.
And obviously the girls softball winning that state championship had a lot to do with that, but you accumulate points by your performances overall in some of the district, regional, and state competitions. And to finish second and a few points shy of first place was incredible. I mean, our school, as you know, years ago wouldn't have even been on the point total on that one. But, for us to really have that level of dedication and our kids to be involved and be, what's important that I think as well as multi-sport athletes.
Right.
It's not to really just have those kids that just really focus on one sport. I think it's important in high school for them to get a wide variety of, activities under their belt. And then, obviously, if they want to take that next level in college, if they're prepared or if they're of that quality, then they can specialize. But in high school, it's important. And we really got a lot of kids that do that. So they love to participate, and we really have come a long, long way, and we're proud of that.
Now, in terms of preparation, we're so heavy, and that's why we want to leave this opportunity open to talk about how heavy we are in college and career awareness. And the most important thing, in terms of those preparation, what are some of the things that we can talk about, charter, with these students and student athletes going to the next level?
Yeah, so there's been a huge progression over the years, and I mean we've over won in between $1 to $2 million of scholarships and everything we can always talk about, and that's in our profile. It's just these seniors, have seen year in and year out the progression and the higher level of acceptances to big time universities throughout the country, let alone their choices within the state. That's always been, important to them because the state of Florida does have some high-end schools that seek a lot of students from outside of the state as well. But academically, we've really been able to now, keep ourselves up there in the rankings with a lot of the, not only surrounding schools within the state, quite honestly.
Right.
We are a really high-performing charter school, and the rigor that we're able to prepare our kids for and for college level coursework during the school year, that's something that we focus on. But it's not to leave out the rest of our students either.
Right.
I always go back to saying we want to prepare every student. We're a college prep school. That's how we consider ourselves. But it's to ensure that our kids can graduate and really go into whatever field that they're interested in, or into a 2-year or 4-year college or university.
Ultimately, it's just been an exciting week, like you said. It's always nice to see the alumni coming back.
Yeah.
Special guys coming back in town, and it's refreshing for the students to be able to see the excitement of young men and young women coming back and, participating.
Yeah, it's fun stuff, and it makes me, shows my age. I've been here since 2002. I've had you at school, so it just proves how old I'm getting.
Well,
yeah.
I guess my next question would be, being here since 2002, what's the most exciting thing that you've seen in progression?
It's just it's being able to see the entire journey and be a part of that journey. Starting as a teacher and being so fortunate to work for an organization, Charter Schools USA, that's I've had the ability to kind of learn and grow and become the principal,
right?
And of this school that I love. I mean, I've been here, like we just said, since 2002, but it's also been within that journey and the progression of the school and the level of excellence that we've attained, watching these kids grow up and our families,
right,
and getting to know everybody. I mean, when you see kids for 7 years and you watch them, as we call them, our little babies in sixth
right,
grade, and then graduate them at 12th grade when they, 7 years later, that's a big deal for us. And it's fun,
right?
And it's nice to see how grown they are, like you just said. So, for example, when I'm walking around today and I'm bumping into a lot of alumni, or earlier today when Andrew comes back, King Batch,
right,
for
right,
everybody out there, comes back
his
to
formal
visit.
name, Andrew Batch.
Or like a Stormy Butler, who I just talked to right now, and he's
right,
talking to me about with a former student of ours, how they're engaged, Mary Elba.
Right.
And it's just awesome to see that and know that you were a part of these kids' lives. I mean, bottom line, I think you don't realize sometimes as an educator how many lives you do touch, and it really makes you feel good about what you do.
Mm-hmm. Well, 7 years may seem odd to a lot of people. Once again, charter schools, middle school to high school, so these students are coming from sixth grade all the way through. Mr. Gary Springer on the mic with us, getting close to getting into the second half of play. Got a pretty close score. Final thoughts on the football game so far, homecoming night?
Coming from a non-football coach, but someone who's watched a lot of football, I'm a little disappointed, to be honest, and I'm just going to call it like it is. I think we've shot ourselves in the foot.
There you go.
On that second quarter. Not thrilled at all with a few of those penalties that could have been avoided. And that safety, don't even want to talk about it.
Questionable situation here for the Panthers. Undefeated coming into this game. Kings Academy's got nothing to lose. Once again, we thank Gary Springer, the principal for Coral Springs Charter, for joining us here on HSPN. And are we going to see you at Buffalo afterwards?
We're going to make our way that way. Thank you. Appreciate it. Great seeing you, man.
Absolutely.
All right.
Gary Springer, principal for Coral Springs Charter School, and we're getting close to coming back into the second half here at the Sportsplex in Coral Springs. Coral Springs Charter Panthers host the Kings Academy, the Lions. Charter getting ready. I'm sure they had a big-time halftime performance. Once again, homecoming. So got a lot of events. They announced the homecoming king and queen. I'm assuming that the dance is tomorrow night. I'm just going to assume, and it is. I'm getting the head bob. Yes, the dance is tomorrow night, and 10-5 right now. Questionable situation. I know Coach Miller may be a little surprised on the score. 10-5. Once again, the Kings Academy scoring points on the defensive side of the ball with a safety and then a field goal right through the uprights. Once again, if this is your first time joining us, if you joined us before, check us out on Twitter at HSPN Sports. Hit us up on the stream because I got the stream right in front of me. And I'm going to give you a shout out. A couple people thus far into the broadcast have joined us, and I'm checking it right now. A little action on the scores. Hey, it's Friday night, so there's games going on all around Broward-Dade County, the nation. But, hey, why not join us here in South Florida? Some of the top football, I'm going to say it, the top football in the nation. Up there with Texas, a little California.
You wouldn't be lying.
I wouldn't be lying.
It's absolutely
and that's coming
true.
from a Midwest native.
Yes.
Chris Jenkins on the mic alongside Ryan Stout. He's on the play-by-play. I'm trying my best to do the color here. 10-5, I got a former alumni on the mic. Donald Reed played running back. Outstanding student athlete overall. Graduates from FAMU. And Gary Springer. Found out he's been here since 2002. And I want to say that's when I was in middle school.
Gotcha.
2002.
Okay.
Charter, as he said, Gary Springer a little upset. He had his 2 cents. I asked him, I said, what do you think so far? And he said, be completely honest, a little disappointed. 6 penalties for Charter, 70 yards
in penalties
for the Charter Panthers. You talking about shooting themselves right in the foot. We saw
Absolutely.
one taken back early, C.J. Jackson, and a couple of just big-time gains for Kalen Carson.
That would have been a little bit of breathing room for Charter. So
No doubt.
can't forget about that one. That could come back to bite them if this one stays close as we
Right.
get the second half going here.
No doubt Kings offense, they're seeing some action, but the Charter defense, guys like Zach Weber back there, are making plays. And it looks like Kings is going to make it out to their 30-yard line, maybe 29. On the return,
Drew Lucci taking that one back, and that gives the Lions great field position as they try and capitalize on this momentum. Scored 5 points going into the half over about a 3-4 minute span. A safety and field goal. And they're back in this one, folks. We got a 1-possession game. Second half action just underway. 11:50 on the clock. 1st and 10 for the Lions. They're going to keep it on the ground, and they go nowhere. Several Panthers in there on the stop. And a loss of about 2. Kirkpatrick, the workhorse, on the carry.
freshman quarterback here for the Lions. And once again, I had a chance to check out a freshman last night, Lorenzo Floyd, for Carroll City, step in for Stephen Calvert. And that young man did some outstanding things in the air. Now, don't get me wrong, it wasn't all Lorenzo. That front they had was outstanding. Now, Southwest, 4-1, now 4-2 on the season. But ultimately, Carroll City put it to them. 33 points on the board. Just shy of that running clock, Chris. That I know.
Yeah, 2 points shy.
Just
Wow. Justin Wakes stepped up so far, handling things. Coach Allen wanting him to just run the offense and almost completes a nice play. That would have been huge and enough to move the sticks. So we got a 3rd down and about 11 coming up as a result on the incompletion at time by Wake. They have not put it up much. This is a running team, so they want to maintain ball possession, time of possession, run the clock, control the clock, see if they can capitalize on this good field position to start the second half. Wake being pressured. Now he's going to go down.
Well, you have the time to throw the ball. You got 4 receivers in the coverage. I want to say the flats were open, but you only get so much time back there in the backfield.
Yeah.
Swallowed up. The freshman quarterback, I at least love to see them, maintain, stay up in that pocket.
Yeah.
But the Panthers defense, you got guys like Chris Judge on that defensive line.
Flushed out that time by Rafael Rodriguez from that defensive line spot. And Lions are going to have to give it back to get this one up. This is a low. Wobbler takes a Lion bounce, continues to roll for about 12 or so yards, and it's going to die at about the 24. Panthers will start 1st and 10, first possession of the second half, and they are up 10-5.
A.J. Miller leading the Panthers offense on the field. We got some familiar jerseys out there. Cam Perez, Zach Weber, Chris Judge, Michael Carrion, Kalen Carson. I mean, that's just a couple of them on that offense side of the ball. A lot of weapons for the Panthers. Took a knee going into halftime. But
Keep
I'm
this
sure
in mind. I didn't mean to, excuse me
you're
for
fine.
cutting you off, Ryan. Panthers haven't been in a dogfight like this.
Right.
Their closest game was against Westminster Academy, and they won that one by 7. We got a 5-point contest right now. Miller being pressured as he tried to find somewhere to go with it, decided to tuck it, looks like last minute, and he's going to lose a yard or so. So that Lion defense stepping up Here's second half play.
And we're back into the South, Atlanta, Georgia. Shout out for joining us tonight on the broadcast.
Will Bayonne made that great tackle to get the safety for the Lions in the first half. Makes a big play here to start off first play, second half action. First series of the second half for the Panthers. They decide to keep it on the ground. Churning ahead is Carson. Gain of about 7 on the play.
It's going to bring up a third down.
So
Third down situation.
Yeah.
What are we calling here? Are we going screen? Are we going to be typical?
I'd keep it on the ground.
I don't know. I'll tell
We'll
you.
see.
The broadcast that we've done so far with Charter, we've seen a lot of pop passes, slip screens to the outside. So I wouldn't doubt. I mean, when he got the burners like a C.J. Jackson and a Dominic Grassi, Zach Weber, hit
They
those guys
decided
quick.
to put it up in the air, though, Ryan.
Well, he tried to hit him quick.
Pass is incomplete.
Got to get those
Fourth down.
hands down.
And on the tip, nice defensive play. Justin Champion, a two-way starter.
Hey, the defensive backs are going to play off. You take advantage of the opportunities. A.J. Miller trying to hit that quick hitch pass to the near side of the field and ultimately doesn't get a chance because you got bare hands up in the air.
And the defense holds for the Lions. They're going to get it back with decent field position. Back deep number 8. That is Austin Blakeney. We'll see if he can get something going. Get the Lions in better field position. So the Panthers have to give it up with pressure coming late. Over the head of Blakeney. Takes a bounce. It's going to die.
That is a beautiful punt.
Panthers are going to down the ball inside the 20-yard line. First down Lions.
So we'll say ball's dead at just short of the 20, or maybe we'll call it around the 19, I guess. First and 10 for the Lions. So not good field position on a great punt by the Panthers. But once again, we only got a 5-point contest, folks. 8:36 remaining here in the third. Kings Academy out of West Palm Beach hanging in there against the undefeated Coral Springs Charter Panthers.
And a quick stat update from the first half. C.J. Jackson with 88 total yards.
Okay.
And 1 touchdown. 88 yards, that's, hey.
Would have had
I don't know,
double
what was
that.
What was
had,
that, 40 yards?
Had a 80-yard screen
Oh, is it
pass
80
for a
yards?
touchdown,
Oh,
negated in the
way
first
off.
half, as Kirkpatrick gets the look.
Once again, giant pole in the way of our camera. We apologize, and we blame that on the city of Coral Springs.
And that was Kirkpatrick on the reception that time. So he's getting into the passing game. He's been the workhorse running-wise. But only gained about, looks like 2, maybe on that play. 2nd and 8 coming up. They go to Kirkpatrick once again, and he gains
Keeping it on
maybe
the
2 or
ground.
3 more.
Hey, they used to tell us back in, I wouldn't say back in the day like I'm old, but hey, 4 yards, every 4 you score. You keep getting 4 yards every single play. But once again, Lions are going to keep it on the ground. We're going to give a special shout out to Lauderhill and Jacksonville for joining us tonight.
Carry on the tackle that last play, and Lions keep it on the ground. Once again, they're going to face a 4th down situation. Couldn't go too far on that play. Maybe a gain of 1, so 4th and about 2 coming up. Kevin Soltis, senior DB, stepping up, making that last play. Panthers showing blitz action. A 7-man in the box. Got 4 wide receivers set, though, for Wake. They're going to keep it on the ground once again. He's not going to go anywhere. Kirkpatrick stuffed. So a 4th down and predictable almost for Kings Academy. And they're going to have to give it up.
What's the call right here? 4th down. Oh, they just gave it up on the 4th down. Excuse me.
And that was carry on a big-time tackle.
And a gutsy
to
call.
Stop that 4th down play by the Lions, and now they're on their heels as the Panthers up 5, 10-5 here in this one. in Lion territory. On the move, 1st and 10. 7:10 left, third quarter. 10-5 is your score. Coral Springs Charter has led the whole way, but Lions hanging in there. And Panthers go deep and diving for one right at the end zone. Falls in. Weber, touchdown Panthers.
And a pull right in the way of the touchdown. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Zach Weber just using his speed to get outside of the safety, single safety in the back, and he just takes it the distance. A.J. Miller with a beautiful touch pass over the middle of the field, and that's going to be points on the board. Long overdue for the Panthers.
May give these fans a little bit of sigh of a relief.
There we go. Definitely a good fan base here tonight. Once again, homecoming. So as we expected, basic, assumptions that homecoming game. Came here to win.
Almost a block, but Bloshinsky puts it through. And with 7 minutes exactly remaining here, third quarter action, 17-5 is your new score.
And let's get a little bit of these impact players. Have yet to get these guys on the board. Cam Perez, number 9, tonight's impact player. You're going to see him on the offensive side and the defensive side. Primary linebacker, but also you're going to see him at a little running back as well. Chris Judge, number 64, both sides as well. Defensive line as well as offensive line. He's not one to mess with. Early on in the season, one of our early broadcasts, Demetrius Rufus, defensive back for the Panthers. Don't sleep on this young man. He will come up and lay the wood.
He has stepped up a couple of times tonight, making some big plays.
And a new impact player. That's going to be Dominic Grassi at the wide receiver position, number 23 tonight for the Panthers. And you've heard the other names as well. There's plenty of impact players out there. Those are just the features tonight. Also mentioned Cam Perez is also our scholar athlete of the game. And let's see, Cam Perez with 5 tackles, 4 for loss. Stats coming in from Rich Andrews.
We definitely thank him for helping us out, making life a lot easier.
Making it a lot easier
for us.
I was down there at the Carroll City game last night, doing our thing down in Miami.
So on the touchback, Lions will try and answer. They'll start out 1st and 10 at their own 20. 17-5 is the score. 6:58 on the clock. Third quarter action here from the Sportsplex in Coral Springs, Florida.
A little cushion they got finally. And
Wake decides to tuck it as he faces pressure, gets what he can.
My goodness.
And might have gotten maybe 2.
The freshman using
on the scramble.
his legs to make something happen. Refusing to go down right now.
Carry on the tackle for the Panthers.
Stat update. Carry-on's got 9 tackles for the night thus far into the game.
Lions keep it on the ground once again. Maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 9.
On the tackle.
We'll call it 8, actually. So Lions unable to capitalize so far on this momentum going into the half. Down 17-5. Scoring their points on a field goal and a safety. So Wake, pressured, was trying to get something going and finally taken down by that Panther defense. And Panthers will get it back in great field position. Jackson back deep. Watch out.
A little too much pressure on the quarterback. Right there, the freshman having to take a sack on the play. Hey, defensive coverage in terms of what's going on in the backfield, those guys are doing their job as well, so don't sleep on these defensive backs because they got the speed to make any type of recovery. We saw it early on, Zach Weber, with early on in the game making an outstanding defensive play here on the sideline.
Jackson backing up, gets it up across the 40. And great tackle, open field tackle, nice stepping up. That time, Jeremiah Scroggins on the stop, possibly touchdown saving tackle on Jackson.
And he's dangerous.
Absolutely.
Every time he gets the ball. and he definitely wants the ball in his hands, and there's no doubt
We have
that he is excited to be back in this game. Didn't get to play last week due to some cautionary possible concussions from, I want to say it was the Calvary game.
Mm-hmm.
Took him out early in the game.
Yeah.
But ultimately back out here, excited to be. Had a chance to talk to a bunch of these guys throughout the week. I'm over there enough. And they're just really excited, really proud of these guys. And just they look and they feel, just it's a good atmosphere to be around.
Yeah.
They look like they're having fun out there, ultimately. And high expectations. They got everything to lose. Runner-up last year against Calvary and shutting them down in the regular season. And Panthers number 1 in the conference right now.
Absolutely. Undefeated, 6-0 conference play, 6-0 overall at LaSalle next week. And this Kings Academy team will be at home versus Pinecrest, who upset Calvary Christian, which is what you spoke to earlier, Ryan. And here we go as Charter at their own 40, great field position as they try and add to the 17 they put up already, up 17-5 here in this one. 5:10 on the clock, third quarter of play. Completes the screen pass over the far side. And ball on the ground. And we're going to see where it goes. Carry on the reception. Ball came free. And Charter gets on it.
And
so
as we're on the defense for the Lions, got a quick stat update. Number 3, Jeremiah Scroggins, with 6 tackles thus far into the game.
And he stepped up big, made some big plays as well. So, bullet dodged by the Panthers, and they keep that 4-yard gain. So we got a 2nd and 6 situation. 3 wides to the near, 1 to the far. Pistol formation for Miller. They go with the handoff off the tackle and still plowing through defenders, and a host of Lions. Take your pick. Half the defense in on the stop.
And want to give a special shout out. Texas joining us on the broadcast. No, I don't know if I'm going to say this right. Uvalde.
I've heard of that. Heard of Uvalde.
Well, good. I'm glad someone.
No idea where it is, but I've heard of that town before.
If I didn't pronounce it correctly, please correct me. We're on the Twitter feed right now at HSBN Sports.
So 3:40 on the clock. Panthers on the move. They face a big third down as Miller rolling out far side, stops, decides to tuck it, steps up, and fires one incomplete. Pass intended that time for number 23, Dominic Grassi.
Taking a chance. Impact player tonight, Grassi. Miller rolling to the far side of the field, going to stop in his tracks and take a chance with Grassi. And close, but hey, that was impressive.
Lion defense stepping up once again. They can't get anything going offensively, but that defense is balling out, folks. And that was Bradley Benocchi stepping up for the Lions. So they will get it back as Panthers prepare to punt it away. Have a little bit of breathing room, up 17-5 in this one. And a decent punt. And they're going to call for a fair catch. It's going to take a Panther roll, and it's going to die inside the 20.
And we got it to 16. Speaking on Scroggins, just found out he is a freshman. That's number 3, Jeremiah Scroggins. And we just got a shout out from Jimmy Scroggins. Sound familiar?
Okay.
At Jimmy Scroggins, watching from Elmira, New York. Love our boy number 3, Jeremiah Scroggins, freshman from the TKA Lions.
Could they be related?
Could they be related? Thank you, and please correct me if I didn't pronounce any of that correctly. But, hey, thanks for joining us tonight. We got Scroggins in on the broadcast. Hey, we have Lions supporters in on the broadcast, so
that's they have hung in there.
Hey, that's always exciting.
Should be proud of their team. 1st and 10. For the Lions from their own 16 to keep it on the ground, minimal gain.
Remember, during this broadcast, hey, it's Friday night. There's games going on. You've seen the bloggers. You've seen the guys that support us and make this stuff go viral. check them out on social media. There's much more going on in South Florida. Score updates over the social media networks.
Lions keep it on the ground once again.
Looked to be Zach Weber coming up with the tackle.
And that was number 28 that time, Dylan Larson on the carry for the Lions. And that is going to be enough to keep the sticks moving. So first downs coming at a rarity for Kings Academy. They only were able to pick up 4 first downs last week in their loss to Pope John Paul II, and they go backwards just as quickly as they went forward on that play. Loss of about 5 on the play, so we got a second down and about 15 coming up.
DJ Oliver coming up with the tackle.
Coming up on the 2-minute mark, third quarter play. 17-5 to count here from the Sportsplex. Coral Springs, Florida, Coral Springs Charter Panthers, homecoming for them. Trying to keep that record unblemished, coming in 6-0. Taking on Kings Academy out of West Palm Beach. And Wake is warmed up and tackled. And that is
Rafael
Rodriguez coming in for the stop.
Panthers defense came to play tonight. Haven't seen too much success on the offensive side for the Lions. Their points on defense, well, you got a safety, and they had that field goal, so can't take away at all from the offense side.
So we got a third down and forever, and deciding to make what he could is Wake on the scramble, and Weber finally wraps him up. So bring up a fourth down situation, and once again, Lions got a decision to make. Looks like they're going to go for the punt, and we'll see if Jackson can get something going.
Is he going to get one tonight? That is the question. Is he going to run it back tonight? We want to know.
Under a minute now. Coming up on the 42nd mark.
So
and
close.
Nice pressure by the Panthers. And we'll see if Jackson backs away, and he does. Ball dies out of bounds right around the 30-yard line, and Panthers will get it 1st and 10.
A.J. Miller leading this offense once again. Jackson's going to stay on the field. And Panthers are going to get another opportunity to put some more points on the board, starting in their own territory.
So 30.1 remaining third quarter action, 17-5 is the count. Coral Springs Charter up in this one. Little breathing room to start the third quarter. Got a score on the board, but only up 5 coming out of the half as they go with a little wraparound to Jackson. Gets a little head of steam going, but picks up maybe 3 before he stopped.
Hey, we got some more Texas folks tuned in. Richland. Let's see, that's a Richland Hills, Texas. Tuned into the broadcast. Thanks for joining us tonight.
More Texas folks in the house, and that'll be the last play of the third. So fourth quarter action coming up.
It's been a quick one, I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
Just going by.
Third quarter went by pretty quick.
Last night felt like it was forever down at Carroll City. Once again, that 33 points.
Yeah, 2 points away from that clock,
just
that running clock.
Definitely a friend of the running clock here on HSBN, no doubt. A friend of the running clock. It's going to kick off fourth quarter action. And once again, join us tonight. Heading over to Buffalo Wild Wings after the game. 441 and Wiles. Get some chicken wings. All proceeds go to the foundation that makes this all possible, the Keeping Dreams Alive Foundation. You can find more information on social media as well as the website www.kdafoundation.org. And also a big shout out to the people that made this broadcast possible, stealthrating.com. playingtherecruitinggame.com.
Saida Word, who's the captain.
And a big shout out to all the bloggers
And Olivia
out there
Roa, who
that
is the
are
other
making this thing
captain.
go viral week in and week out, regardless if it is a game up here in North Broward or South Miami-Dade. They support HSPN and we support them. Thank you for your support.
Let's give a big birthday to Desiree Montalvo.
So fourth quarter action just getting underway. First play of the fourth quarter. Panthers keep it on the ground, starting from their own 33. And gain of about 2 on the play. We do have an injured Lion.
Got a little, got some Michigan folks in here. Rockford, Michigan has joined us on the broadcast. And if you're on the Twitter feed, once again, there is the ticket. You can get the ticket. It is free. We're going to Buffalo Wild Wings after the game to see a full rebroadcast of HSBN Sports of the game tonight. Make sure you join us there. 441 and Wiles. Proceeds go to the foundation Keeping Dreams Alive.
Alec Amico, the injured Lion. So second down and about 6. And Panthers keep it on the ground, shaking the defender into your screen, still rolling. Ball stripped. And dodging a bullet that time, Kaylin Carson on the carry, but that could have been huge.
Ball security.
Looks like we're going to get enough. First down.
The only positive thing about that is at least it rolled out of bounds and it went forward out of bounds. But the workhorse, Kaylin Carson.
So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, after the game, we're going to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Christian Kawita in there for the Lions on the strip. Ball went out of bounds. So 11-13 on the clock, 17-5 is your score. Coral Springs Charter Panthers up in this one. A little breathing room, getting a score in the third. Lion defense hanging on.
Big shout out to Indianapolis joining us on the broadcast tonight. Going nationwide, Chris.
Yes, sir. Texas, Florida, New York.
New York.
We got them all in the house.
Oh, nice catch.
And that was a huge defensive play in there to make a play on the ball.
It was a nice catch, but not positive yards.
Yeah.
Going to bring up a fourth down for the Panthers.
Bradley Bonocci once again coming in to make a play for that Lion defense. Lion defense has stepped up and held this Charter team. They're coming in averaging 36 points per game to only 17 so far. Trying to spoil homecoming 2015 for Charter.
I'll tell you, with this amount of time left in the game, there's still not much cushion between the Panthers and the Lions right now. So, no doubt, big-time hit by Michael Carey.
Austin Blakely punished that time. But they will have decent field position. Once again, offense has been stagnant for them.
Yeah.
Come up on the 10-minute mark, 10:07 to be exact, as we see if the Lions can get something going offensively. Defense has stepped up. Impressive tonight.
Miami Beach, local, tuned into the broadcast tonight. And we have a special guest in the booth, the original, I can't even call him a camera operator because he does everything. Mr. Bob Webster sits on the board of the Keeping Dreams Alive Foundation, as well as doing some outstanding things, making the HSPN possible, these live broadcasts, for 2 years, putting in the hard work, and has joined us in the box to check out. I guess he missed it, and he misses us. He misses standing in the rain behind the camera. The sun in his eyes. Oh, the memories.
Dylan Larson on the carry, gain of about 3. So 2nd and 7 situation. Lions trying to get something going. Decent field position on this series. Once again, keeping it on the ground. And might have gotten one. And Carry on coming in for the stop. Also contributing to that one.
Oh, and another Charter alumni in the building.
Mark Papaleo.
How gracious is he for bringing me a drink. Glenn Stout in the booth. 2 original HSPN, I don't even know what to call you guys, workers, alumni. Rachel. Legends. Panther Pride. Glenn Stout in the building. Yeah, you heard it.
Looks
He's
like
a
the
stout.
Lions got enough over there. First down, Lions.
Wake on the rollout completes the pass, and that'll be enough to move the stick. So Lions showing a little life as we come up on the 9-minute mark here in this one. Fourth quarter action. 17-5 is your score. And the ball is going to be spotted inside of Panther territory at the Panther 45. So fresh set of downs coming up for Justin Wake, the freshman, hanging in there for this Lion offense. They decide to keep it up the middle once again. Number 28 on the carry that time, Dylan Larson.
Well, there's no doubt the running game, I mean, it's not there, but it's almost there. They're getting yards. 3-4 yards at a time. You know, I'm not going to complain too much. The freshman taking charge. The Panthers look like they're going to take a timeout, but the freshman doesn't look scared. Looks pretty confident back there in the backfield.
He's hung in there.
That
Definitely hung in there
He's used
tonight.
his legs. He's made some moves on the ground. Not too much success in the air. But overall, the Panthers' defense definitely stepping up tonight. I would say doing a little bit better than the offense.
Yeah. I've talked about this Lion defense stepping up, only holding this Charter team averaging 36 per game to 17 points. But the Panther defense has definitely held this running team from Kings Academy in check tonight. Good defense, only allowing 9 points per game. So Charter defense is definitely holding true to that.
And I knew it was going to happen. Chris, finally we went worldwide. Lisbon, Spain has joined us tonight on the broadcast. We have gone worldwide here in local Coral Springs.
Oh, we got a flag on the play. Let's see what this is here.
Lions with the run. We'll see if this is going to hold. It will not. So that's going to negate a first down run and back them up 10. Well, we thank the folks from Spain. Tuning in.
Had a couple worldwide yesterday, a little South America, a little Europe, Uruguay, joining us. Hey, we love it. We just want to know. We'll keep asking. Whoever's tuned in, hit us up on Twitter, at HSPN Sports. We want to know who's watching. Join the conversation. I'm looking at the Twitter feed right now.
So coming up on the 8-minute, 30-second mark. Lions running out of time. They keep it up the middle and barreling forward. Nice run that time by Larson. He's taking over for Kirkpatrick, I guess. And Weber getting the stop. He's been active all night making tackles. Coming in from that DB spot, the senior 180 DB. And Wake is going to be swallowed up, and that just negates a big-time run by Larson, and he loses about 6 or 7. So fourth down situation coming up for the Lions, about fourth, 9 or 10 coming up, and looks like they're going to punt it. Once again, we'll get an opportunity to hopefully see Jackson make something happen here late in this one.
Just over 7:30 here in the fourth.
Jackson back deep, low snap. The Lions, they get it off. High, short wobbler, and he backs away from it, and it's going to die deep inside of Panthers territory. So 7:08 on the clock, 17-5 is your score. Chris Jenkins, Ryan Stout here on HSPN Sports here from Coral Springs, Florida. Wherever you may be listening or watching, we thank you for doing so. Homecoming 2015 for the Coral Springs Charter Panthers.
Great atmosphere out here. Had a chance to check out the pep rally. Now, is it pep rally or prep rally? I've never known. I don't know what it is.
I think it's prep.
Is it prep?
That's a good question.
Like
I think it's prep. Yeah.
I've always called it pep rally. Like,
you know what? I
a little
think
pep in your step.
I have too, actually, when I think about it.
So I never know. Maybe someone out there knows. Hey, guess what? we just went viral worldwide. Keep it local first, San Diego, California. And then we're going to jump to Hamburg, Germany, as well as Puerto Rico is going to join the broadcast tonight. I love to see it go viral. Remember, we're spotlighting these student athletes to get them to the next level. HSPN providing that support, as well as a multitude of sports bloggers and fans out there. So all the shares, all the shout-outs, the interactions, they help.
So Charter looking content to possibly keep it on the ground. They do have to get this one off and finally do. They're going to put it up in the air and scrambling, shakes a defender and finally goes down. Lion defense stepping up once again. Number 20, Ryan Kingman, that linebacker spot.
A.J. Miller on the carry.
5'10", 185 sophomore stepping up and makes a big play against the Panthers, force a third down, and we'll call it about 16 coming up. Under 6 now remaining here in regulation. 17-5 still your score. Charter trying to put one more up to seal the fate of these Lions. They've hung in there all night, but time is of the essence at this point. Third down, 16 situation. Miller, he's going to go up top. Caught! Forget about it. At the 30, 20, 10, 5. Jackson on the boards again. Touchdown, Panthers.
Where are the flags at? Where are the flags?
No hankies.
No hankies on the field, and C.J. Jackson
That one will stand.
links up with A.J. Miller for an outstanding pass and catch. C.J. Jackson finally gets, I guess that's his second one on the night.
Yes.
I would say.
Should have 3.
Should have 3, but
Should have
second
3,
on the
but
night.
2 officially. And close up shop, turn the lights out, call it a night.
Is that enough cushion? Well, guess
That's
what?
enough cushion.
Well, guess what? I got hope.
Here we go.
I got hope.
Here we go.
Kings Academy. Where's the support? Where you at on Twitter? I know we got some fans out there. There's always hope. And
Well,
17-5. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So
Miracles happen.
miracles
I
can
understand.
happen. I believe.
We have an official timeout on
Santa Rosa, Argentina believes. Lexington, Kentucky believes. And Helena, Montana believes as well. I'm calling it right now. I know we got some Kings Academy fans. Jackson with 174 yards, 2 TDs into this game, and probably could have had some more, and we're going to keep talking about it because that one got called back, and it hurt my feelings.
Nice. My man was out of breath. Had to come sit down on the bench
Where
after
is
that one.
Kalen Carson on the points, on the board? Another workhorse out there on the field. Waiting for him to get his shine here on this homecoming night.
So 5:27 remaining here on the extra point attempt. Through and good, Blabroshinsky. And Charter looks like they have this one in hand. Calvin Jackson Jr., the culprit, once again stepping up big for this Coral Springs Charter Panther squad and puts them up. And that might have put the nail in the coffin.
Always jumping the gun, Gris. Always trying to just nail it down and say it's over.
Calling it like I see it, my friend.
Once again, big shout out to the guys that make this thing, and girls, make this thing go viral. Bleacher.com. FloridaGridironPreps.com. Florida High School Football, FloridaHSFootball.com. FloridaVarsity.com. Taking it to the West Coast with HighSchoolFootballAmerica.com. And back to the South with Never Had It So Good SportsRadio.com. And Thursday nights, you better tune in because we got recruiting talk with student athletes. Got the panel. It's an opportunity for student athletes to come on, not only listen to the panel, but they have a chance to ask the panel questions about recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get to hear interviews with former student athletes that have taken their talents to the next level. And hopefully it will help encourage and promote more awareness with high school recruiting. All sports, it could help. Thursday nights.
So Wake and this Lion offense in a hole, and he completes the pass after being pressured. Solstice on the stop, and completing that one was to Dylan Larson.
Just got a quick stat update. Calvary Christian, 21, Coral Shores, 7 at the half. So Calvary Christian with 21 points, Coral Shores 7 at the half. And a big shout out to Carson City, Nevada for joining us tonight on the broadcast. Okay, got a shout out.
We have an injury timeout.
Tyler. I want to say it's Tyler with an A. Shout out to Jared Kirkpatrick, number 14. Go Jer Bear. Yes, yes. Go Jer Bear. Shout out to Jared Kirkpatrick, and that is Tyler at Tyler Rosek P. on the Twitter feed.
I'm leaving that alone.
Hey, man, we have supporters. They believe. We got hope. Okay, wait a second. Another stat update. Deerfield Beach leads St. Thomas 6-3 in the third quarter at the 1:08 mark, and we got guys that are excited up here in the box. Deerfield Beach leading St. Thomas. Yes, I did not stutter.
Just a scoring update for you really quick. Deerfield Beach.
So 4:41 on the clock on a nice reception by Larson from the running back spot from Wake.
He's going to take it down.
Lions trying to put it up in the air. Incomplete.
Right in and out of the hands of C.J. Jackson. Defense
Demetrius
showing,
Rufus coming up with the
showing their
deflection.
colors tonight, holding this
It's gonna bring
team,
up a third
this
down.
Lions, to only 5 points.
Second down.
Austin Blakeney, the intended receiver that time for the Lions.
It's getting close to that time. 4:36 on the clock. Don't forget, Buffalo Wild Wings. After the game, we're doing the rebroadcast. 441 and Wilds. Be there.
5 wide receiver set. Wake running for his life and tackled in the backfield. Carry on stepping up.
Another tackle in the game.
Nice stop for the loss.
Bring up a third down.
So we got a third down and about 14, we'll call it, for the Lions. Time of the essence. Having to put it up in the air as we come up on 4-minute mark here left in this one. Wake steps up and fires one across the middle, incomplete. That was intended for Dylan.
Man, I
Fourth down.
hope Jared Fitzpatrick tunes into this broadcast later to hear them calling him Jer Bear. That is classic. Nashville on the broadcast tonight. Big shout out to them for tuning in. Them Tennessee folk. Keeping it in the South. Lions, 4th down. Going for it.
Michael
Oh,
Carrion has stepped up huge tonight. 12 tackles for him. 4th down situation. Wake and the Lions got to go for it. Flag on the play. Goes across the middle. Double coverage incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
Jackson and Weber.
Flags, though. Let's see what
bold
this
move
is.
by the young quarterback. Throwing into double coverage. I like the confidence. I like it.
We'll see if this will keep the drive alive. It is a false start, so it's going to back them up 5. So penalties decline, and they're going to give it back to the Panthers. So we got 3:57 on the clock, and this one's pretty much decided, barring some kind of natural disaster taking place. 24-5 is the count. 3:57 on the clock here, left in regulation. From Coral Springs, Florida, Chris Jenkins, Ryan Stout on the mics with you. HSPNSports.com, bringing you the action from the Sportsplex. Here from the homecoming of the Coral Springs Charter Panthers. And they're going to possibly add some more points. They're going to keep it on the ground, though, and a safe run that time. Cam Perez, 5'10", 180 senior on the run. Minimal gain on that play. So 4 wide receivers set. Miller in the shotgun, as customary. And they're going to complete the short pass and stepping up. Nice defensive play.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not able to get your yellow tickets, make sure you go on Twitter.
And that was number 19, Steven Macedo on the reception and stepping up. Nice tackle, Jacob Brodnick on the tackle. So clock is coming up on the 2-minute 40-second mark. And Charter is going to try and salt this one away. May have to give it back. A 3rd down and about 13 or so coming up. 2:30 remaining. Charter up 24-5, and this one might be a delay of game.
And if you're out there listening, once again, shout out. If you don't have a Twitter, or excuse me, if you don't have a ticket to get in tonight to Buffalo Wild Wings, number one, the tickets are free. It is just to show that you are representing the Coral Springs Charter School. After the game, we're going to pin a picture of the admit ticket on the top of the Twitter page. All you have to do is go on HSBN Sports, at HSBN Sports Twitter, and show them that you're representing the charter school. Once again, we got another Jared Fitzpatrick fan. Go Jer Bear from Matthew Tucker at Matt Tucker 1. Go Jer Bear. I love it.
Pass incomplete.
Matthew
Pass
Tucker,
incomplete.
thank you for joining the Twitter feed.
2:21 remaining. 24-5 is your score. Coral Springs Charter Panthers on their way to picking up their 7th win on the season at LaSalle next week. And Kings Academy will fall to 2-5 as Charter has to finally give it back to them.
Ball's going to be down at
with 2:11 remaining.
16-yard line.
Once again, that is Jared Kirkpatrick, a.k.a. Jer Bear. Are we going to shut it down? Are you shutting it down right now? Is it over?
No, sir.
2:11 on the clock?
2:11's what we got left, folks.
Chris Jenkins saying it's over. Wrap, done data. There's always a chance. Rich Andrews is calling it. Stats for tonight, bringing it to you live. And he's saying there's a chance. Miracles can happen.
So Academy, they'll start deep in their own territory at their own 10 to be exact. 2:11 on the clock, down 24-5. The freshman Wakes played well. Has to step up, being pressured now from behind. Finally tackled. And good defense.
Michael
Carrion coming up with another stop.
That puts him at 13 tackles on the night, ladies and gentlemen.
So under 2 minutes now left in this one. And all that's left to be figured out is what the final will be. 24-5 is what we got currently. Lions trying to get something going and flushed and trying to complete this one into your screen.
Okay, and Matthew Tucker, I see you on the Twitter feed. The QB last year for Kings Academy, Matthew Tucker, has joined the Twitter feed talking about Jared Bear. He says, show me some love. I was the QB for Kings last year. Well, I'm showing it to you. Matthew, do we have hope? Under 2 minutes. If we do, you let me know because I'm right there with you.
Well, we got
I'll
a
be the
third
only
down.
one, but I'll be right there with you, man.
A 3rd down and 1 situation, and Wake decides to go for it and pays for it. Gets the first down, but popped in the process.
Oh, no. We really got him fired up now. Tyler's back on the feed. Go Jakey Poo and Jer Bear from your sister from Liberty University. That is Jacob Brodnick, number 28, and Jared Kirkpatrick, number 14.
Passes
Jakey Poo and Jer Bear featured in tonight's broadcast. Thank you, Tyler, for joining us. Much love for the support. Man.
Thank you for tuning in.
Making people famous here on HSPN with Jakey Poo and Jer Bear.
Well, they're supporting their team to the
Classic.
very end. We got to give that up.
Hey, they
to
got
them.
hope, and I believe in them.
1:11 remaining, and once again, long yardage situation. Pass incomplete that time. We got late flag, and that went in and out of the hands of Dylan Larson. We'll see what the flag is. So 1:07 remaining, personal foul. And we got a roughing the passers. So that's going to keep the drive alive for the Lions. And tack 15 on.
And quick stat update, 7 penalties, 85 yards for the Panthers.
Not good.
That is not
If
going
you
to work.
definitely want to improve and clean up on something, that would be worth looking at if you're Coach Adam Miller.
Hey, it's the little mistakes. It's the thing you're shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Panthers are ahead right now, but looking forward into the season, there's always improvement, and that's somewhere to start.
Absolutely.
Ball on the ground, and it looks like the Panthers have recovered it.
Ball came out. I think the Panthers got on that, but let's see
We'll
what the
see
ruling is
what
here.
the ruling is. And, wow, the Lions able to fall on it or come up with it somehow.
Lions.
Doesn't matter. We're under a minute left.
There is
so
no official review in high school sports. Was told by the FHSAA.
Second down.
But I want to say the Panthers recovered it right there. But, hey,
Yeah.
you know, things happen. They called him down. That is the official call.
And Dylan on the carry. That might be it. No, clock stopped. 29.8.
All right, 29 seconds once again.
It's going to bring up a third down. 29.8 seconds here.
29
remaining in this
seconds.
game.
Once again, we're going to see you afterwards. Buffalo Wild Wings. We're doing the rebroadcast. It's like nothing you have never seen before. Keeping it local at Buffalo Wild Wings. Come out. Say you're a part of Coral Springs Charter representing. And proceeds off every chicken wing you eat is going to the Keeping Dreams Alive Foundation. Thank you for the support. That is awesome.
Corey Kotu, the intended receiver. So 4th down and 3, and Lions still plugging away, Ryan, trying to get something on the board.
And once again, we're going to give a shout-out to Tyler on the Twitter feed, at Liler Rose KP. Don't know if I'm saying that right, but big shout-out for bringing the action to the Twitter feed. Always love the support from our fans.
Lions get enough to move the sticks. A late flag comes in, might add some more yardage to this one with 20.3 remaining, 24-5. And we got a personal foul against the Panthers that's going to add 15 yards more. So we were talking about 85 yards in penalties. You're going to add 15 more to that.
Absolutely. And we're getting close to announcing our player of the game. I got an idea, and it's already been posted, actually. From the studio, Calvin Jackson, player of the game tonight. We're calling it right off the bat. HSPN Sports, player of the game, C.J. Jackson. Honorable mention going to Michael Carrion. 13 tackles tonight from Michael Carrion.
And this will be the last play of the game as Dylan takes it off guard. And, wow, they stop it with 1.7.
Nice gain on the
Man,
play.
I love these guys on the Twitter feed right now. Matthew Tucker talking about HSPN, you're the real MVP. Yes, sir.
Aww.
Yes, sir.
That's so cute.
Play stopped with 1.7 seconds.
1.7 on the clock here at this homecoming game. The Charter Panthers host the Lions of the Kings Academy.
Ladies and gentlemen,
here in this Friday night matchup here at the Sportsplex in Coral Springs. Ryan Stout and Chris Jenkins bringing you the action on the mic, and it was a good one tonight. Nice and easy calls for us here in the box. Thanks for all the support, the HSPN crew, guys on cameras, guys on stats, guys on the sideline. Big shout out to the Sportsplex in Coral Springs, the guys that are making this thing much easier for us to be here. Remember, every single week, HSBN bringing you high school sports back to back. Last night had Carroll City. Tonight, Coral Springs Charter. Next week, who knows? May have a Thursday. Hey, we're in South Florida, Miami-Dade. They have Wednesday games sometimes. So we're glad you can join us. Chris Jenkins, last words for the night.
Good win for Charter. Obviously able to keep that momentum going. A little bit of a fight by the Lions. A lot of people would have been shocked if you told them it was a 5-point game going into the half. But Panthers open it up in the second half, and they keep it rolling at LaSalle next week. As I said, this Kings Academy squad out of Palm Beach, they will take on Pinecrest.
Pinecrest taking down Calvary Christian last week. A lot of things going on in this independent conference, the Southeastern Football Conference, SFC. And the Panthers, once again, that unblemished record they got going on here. Once again, we thank you for joining us tonight, and we are signing off here from the Sportsplex. We will see you at Buffalo Wild Wings with a rebroadcast. Thank you, and good night.